Welcome to an impromptu episode of the Wrestling Never Sleeps podcast. We're just popping up all week because there's just been so much news going on in the world of wrestling. I am, of course, Jared Never Sleeps with, of course, back at it again, my very, very, very handsome co-host, Adam Anthony James Martin, coming to us via live in Canada. Adam, how you been, man? I missed you, buddy. I missed you.
I have missed you, my man. It feels like a lifetime that we've got to talk about this, and I am jacked. Like, I don't, like, this excitement, this electricity, baby, is flowing through my veins, baby. I'm ready to go, baby, get this going. Bada bing, bada boom. We've been sitting still for far too long, and all this energy is coming out right now, baby.
Adam is back.
I'm ready.
This straight shoot in a sweatsuit today.
Oh, fucking right. No suits, no gimmicks. You're just getting the real thing, baby. And this is it.
Great
this is what we've been
shooting. So we have a lot to talk about. This is great.
Yes, we do.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but RIC FLAIR, the Nature Boy, the 16-time champion, the wrestling god himself, has been released by WWE. Adam, what the hell is going on with WWE right now?
Baby, style, profile, limousine riding, jet here, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, no good son of a gun is on his way out.
Released, quit.
On his way out. I believe that was a request, though, correct? So he asked to be released.
Yeah.
They granted him his release. But yeah, what is going on in the world of WWE? I am blown away. I'm flabbergasted by all the names that I've seen in the last month, maybe even 2 months, that have just gone from the company that, basically babysat me, my whole entire childhood. And now what I see is just this crazy, I don't even know how to explain it, Jared. It's mind-boggling to see guys like RIC FLAIR, our main topic of this subject, but other guys like Bray Wyatt, so many other guys.
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
The Iconics.
Iconics. I wasn't a big fan, but I did I liked them. They have a lot of talent. They were a great duo, and there's just so many names that you're not going to see on WWE program anymore. What are they doing?
Yeah, what do you think is happening internally for them to want to just really get rid of some really popular characters, even the intellectual property of having a RIC FLAIR? What do you think is going on?
There's a reason behind all this, Jared. I never really thought about it until now. What did WCW do? They took all the names that WWE or F at the time could give them. They gave them specific types of contracts that, they really, really shouldn't have given them, and they really couldn't uphold for the longevity term or purposes, correct?
Yeah.
Are you seeing a pattern here? Are you seeing AEW grab every name possible that they, think might have some sort of value from WWE that they're releasing, and maybe they are oversigning these guys to major contracts in terms of financial and, maybe that creative control that everyone talks about that, the click started, this is going, but this is a retro now. I'm looking at it like this. I'm seeing a Hall, I'm seeing a Nash going to WCW, getting their contracts that they wanted. The favored nations deal has got to be in there somewhere, with one of these guys. For those that don't know, if I came in and signed with AEW for $3 million for a year, and the next guy that came in and signed for 3.5, favored nations means automatically my contract goes up to 3.5. That means no one coming in can make more money than me. Right. So at least someone that has been recently signed or someone that is currently with AEW might just have that clause in their contract, and that might burn them in the ass long term. Now, in terms of what's going on right now with WWE on that side, maybe that's their plan. Maybe that's what they think. Okay, Flair's been washed up. We can't do anything with Black. We've overused Bray. That's stupid thinking, of course. But maybe this is what they are thinking. We can't explain what they're thinking because it's all coming from the head honcho, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And when he says, "You're fired," you're fired, baby. And there's no logic to it half the time. So I can't really put my finger on it. I'm sure there's professionals out there that watch the sports entertainment of wrestling a little bit more than I do. I'm a big wrestling fan, as we know, as are you. But what is going on right now is just chaotic. It is. Oh, there we go. I just lost you for a second, my battery. But just craziness. I think WWE is getting ready to sell.
But
I think they're dropping.
Man,
that's the long version. I don't think they get to WrestleMania 50. If they do, it's not under Vince's run.
I mean, I don't think he'll be around for WrestleMania 50. I mean, this is WrestleMania 50 is what 15 years from now?
What are we at right now? 30, 37?
37.
Will we get to 40 under Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
What do you think? What's going on in your mind?
I mean, a lot of things are going on in my mind. For one, it's like, all right, even from a business standpoint, to have the name value, to have the intellectual property, to have the lineage of Ric Flair under your umbrella of the companies, I think that's what you want. Especially like the world's opening back up again. They just started going live. So I feel like Ric Flair is a name that you can always pop out and stuff and use. I know he was frustrated with like the creative, the creative that they were giving him. I think the last time he was really used was that weird like Lacey Evans is having Ric Flair's kid angle, which was like just really ridiculously stupid. But it just kind of boggles my mind. They would not want to use Ric Flair. My other thing I really went to is, all right, if Ric Flair is not happy, maybe there's a chance that Charlotte is not happy.
That's something I've thought about too.
And I think you lost me. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I just can't see you, brother.
Okay, I'm like John Cena. But
I know I can't see you. Can you see me?
Yeah. But the other thing I was going to allude to is the fact that maybe Charlotte's not happy, and we know Andrade is Beyonce. Does Charlotte possibly go to AEW?
Woo, double woo. That's tough. And I liked Andrade's debut, by the way. That was another name that we didn't mention off the top of the episode, but Andrade is like huge to me. He's potential, long-term future champion with that company, or could have been. Now he's going to seize that opportunity elsewhere, because what they say, more than often than not. I mean, the saying is the grass isn't always greener, but in this case for him specifically, it's going to be bright green for him over there, because roll out the red carpet for the bro, because he deserves it. That's a talent and a half. And you know what? The way that he is with Charlotte, they work their power together in WWE. They're going to do it again. They're going to pull some strings.
My follow-up question to you is, what do you think the Nation Boy goes from here? Is it definitely an AEW play, or where do you think he goes?
Tully's there, Arn's there. Makes sense. It just depends on the relationship that he still has with those two, though. It might not be influential enough to bring him over there, but you know what is? The mighty dollar is for everybody, because everybody's got a price, baby. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think, let me go back to your point before. You were thinking that they're releasing these guys to kind of hopefully AEW implodes from just retiring older talent to these big contracts.
Before you get into that, I want you to throw this answer in there as well. Who is AEW released to make room for all these new guys?
Here's the thing.
I know AEW, they got 3 shows now. They got 3 shows.
Yeah.
3 shows, right?
Yep.
So they might not have to drop. They can still spread the wealth around in terms of TV time, which is the most valuable thing for a sports entertainer right now, other than the mighty dollar itself. TV time, so they can build that value up. So they got 3 shows. They're in a pretty good spot. Now, do you think creative gets a little overdone with this? That's a totally different question. But what do you think? What do you think about what's going on with what you were going to say?
I think that,
and throwing the factor that they do have 3 shows and they maybe can use all that talent, still make everybody happy without really undercutting everybody's time.
Okay, well, I'll preface this by saying this. I think my original, like 2-3 years ago, my original criticism of AEW was like, they don't have talent that anyone really knows. It came off as a bit goofy at some points, and it was just kind of like second-rate wrestling. Now we're in year 3 of AEW? 3 or 2? Is it year?
It's basically year 2, I would say.
Basically year 2. Okay. Well, let's look at what the fall looks like. Right? Fall looks like, all right, they have name value in Chris Jericho. I think Kenny Omega is becoming like a household name in the United States. As far as the wrestling world goes.
Thank you, Don Callis.
Yeah, they give Don Callis. Then you're adding guys like I'm really high on Hangman Adam Page right now.
Very.
So now you have those core group of guys. You have this core group of guys. From there, you got your Daniel Bryan's coming in. You got your CM Punk's coming in. So then now if you add potentially a Bray Wyatt and then a RIC Flair would be a great piece to have around just for like the name value.
Yep.
As for the experience, I would like to see him square up for maybe like an MJF. He could further fuse like that, or maybe
love MJF.
So I feel like I just don't see lightning striking twice. Meaning I don't see Cody and the guys with the experience they know, seeing the Attitude Era experience, of seeing the implosion of WCW. I just don't see them really going that direction and making the same exact mistakes that WCW did. These are guys these are guys that know wrestling. They understand wrestling. It's not like it's a corporate head who just doesn't get it. So,
or a young punk kid like Eric Bischoff just trying to bury one man, right?
Right. So, I would be very afraid if I'm WWE right now, and I'm just really kind of like, can they really be this cocky and think that they can release these great talents and not pay for it?
Yeah, I think they do. That's just me. I think they do. I think a guy like Hunter or Triple H, a man like Vincent Kennedy McMahon, his mindset is, that I'm the biggest, I'm the best, I always will be and always have been. He's the Bret Hart of wrestling companies. Unfortunately, numbers are not showing that right now. Numbers are sliding drastically to the opposition, and AEW is now about here, where last year they were maybe here on the meter.
Yeah.
Now they're over 50%. They've overwhelmed the wrestling population world, and they've taken it by storm in a very, very creative way that has caused a lot of eruption at first, a lot of questions at first, because again, I don't think they had the proper guidance that they do now ever since Don Callis, I believe, has officially left TNA to be officially be with AEW. And that was the smartest thing Don Callis could ever do, because the deal that Don Callis basically did the old Paul Heyman move.
Yeah.
He screwed the NWA. They threw down the belt and he left. And he basically took the balls of TNA with him. And now he's made Kenny Omega a household name in the United States. He's not quite where he should be, but he's almost there. And his gimmick is no longer a gimmick. He is the belt taker, the belt collector. He is the man.
Yeah.
And his in-ring talent has always been there from day one. And he's now just making it versatile for a worldwide fan base to enjoy, rather than overseas in Japan, down south in Mexico. Wherever he might go or has been before, it's now being translated to an audience in the United States that normally comes from trash TV.
Yeah,
is now appreciating his style and appreciating that booking, that type of writing, and it's different. And it's good now. It used to be crap.
Yeah,
we would bash it. We'd be like, "What the heck is this, and this, and this?" Now what are we saying? Oh, they've got him, and him. They've got this lined up, this lined up, this lined up, this lined up, this lined up. Oh, the backstory on everything is now coming more clear. It's like the movie Pleasantville, before everyone starts like lying and trying new things and like doing
Yeah.
things that they never did before, everything was kind of gray, black and white. And now the colors are coming through.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit. This is becoming something more than, maybe we thought 2 years ago, specifically 2 years ago, and even more so a year ago. Did we see this coming from AEW? Probably not.
Well,
There was a
the thing is, I didn't see this coming from WWE. Also,
That's the thing.
Like they're responsible for this. They're responsible for this whole mess that's going on.
They are responsible for this whole situation. This is on them, and they can hold themselves accountable whether they sink or swim moving forward.
Yeah.
They have to look at themselves and point the finger. They can't say, they can't play the victim here. They can't just expect fans to, oh, we're going to stuff it down your throat like they have been for so long.
Yeah.
And expect them to stay now, because there is that other option, a legitimate option that WWE fans can now enjoy. New York crowds that, North America, in the upper North region that they've dominated for so long, can enjoy this other type of wrestling. And that's like that's the first time.
Yeah.
NWA fans did not enjoy that shit, and WWE fans did not enjoy NWA, pure wrestling. Now it's crossing over. The forbidden door has been unhinged. The bridge has been dropped. Fans, not only talent, but fans are now utilizing that bridge to go back and forth, and more than half of them, are staying on the other side.
Yeah, and then I'm still like gonna cross my fingers for one day Kenny Omega wins the Royal Rumble and fights Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and tries to get the last belt he can't get, but that's for another day. But the other thing is like it's obviously it's easy to compare the two biggest companies because they're the two biggest companies, but if you look at like I think anything outside of like maybe Roman Reigns and maybe Sasha, what is there really to look forward to in WWE? I mean, Raw is pretty much unwatchable. Like I don't really care about
Ding dong, hello
McIntyre anymore. I don't really care about Drew McIntyre. I don't really care about Bobby Lashley since he broke up with the Hurt Business. It's basically like Roman Reigns, and then Sasha came back. Okay, Cena, he got a pop, but when you look at AEW, the reason why AEW is, I think, so is catching his momentum and it's catching his steam is because anything can happen at any point. I mean, they're doing this week Chris Jericho versus Juventud Guerrero for the first time in 20 years.
The Juice?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did not know this. The Hoopster. The Juice is back. Is it mask versus hair?
It's his whole storyline that MJF is going through is making Chris Jericho fight like these top 5 guys from like his past. It's called the Labors of Jericho, and he's good.
I remember this. This is
Chris Jericho just fought Nick Cage in a death match on free television. Yeah, so like things like that can happen at any point on their show. Mark Henry, the Big Show, can pop out. They're about to get CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. They might get Bray Wyatt. They might get Ric Flair. Anything can happen, and that's what the WWE was built on. Remember, we used to say anything can happen in WWE. That's no longer a thing. All we know is Brock Lesnar might come back and John Cena might come back. Nobody cares about that. So they're getting away
Goldberg.
And Goldberg. So they're getting away from the reason why people like this like sports entertainment, like wrestling. And it's like, damn, I thought you guys were better than this.
They have to be.
Yeah.
They are better than that. They're just fucking lazy. And part of my French. Yeah. But I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of them being lazy. There's no excuse now. They have the bottom dollar. They have the backing of Peacock. They got all the money in the world to make it happen, and they're just refusing to do it for their fans. They're refusing to do it for their talent, and they're just to spite the business, it seems.
Yeah.
And that's an insult to me. That's an insult to you, and that's an insult to everybody watching.
Yeah.
And investing their emotional time into a product that they grew up on, more than likely grew up on, believed in, and have backed since the beginning of time. So it's time to jump ship when the ship is sinking, and it's sinking real faster than the Titanic, brother. Oh yeah.
AEW. Well, we definitely wish Ric Flair best of luck on his future endeavors. Where do you guys see Ric Flair end up? Leave a comment in the comment section of where you think we will see the Nature Boy. next, do you think he probably has a 90-day non-compete clause, correct?
He has an non-compete clause probably for 90 days.
Yeah. So
It was cool that
October.
who was it that didn't have the 90-day clause? Was it Andrade?
Aleister Black. Malachi.
Aleister Black, yeah, he had the 30 because they forgot to do it. See, that just little things like that, that just tells you that WWE is slipping.
Yeah.
When's the last time that they would let something like that slide? When's the last time they would send somebody's stuff back home in a trash bag? When's the last time,
Like
and we're
legends.
saying that so many times recently about WWE. It's just like dominoes are falling for them.
Yeah.
And it's not looking good because everything's looking up on the other side.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get back to watching AEW with my brother. The set is amazing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Speaking of which, you're going to be, we have the brand new set. We'll probably pop in between now and SummerSlam, depending on what wrestling news happens. But here's our new set, and we will have weekly shows starting after SummerSlam. And I'm super excited to get back to work. But we just want to pop in and break that news to you, have a conversation about RIC FLAIR. We wish RIC FLAIR and everyone else has been released, Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman, and everyone that lost their job from WWE, the best of luck on everything that they do going forward. So, but I think that about wraps it up. Adam, it was great seeing you again. Good talking to you. If you guys like this video, make sure you we need you guys to subscribe. Subscribing is so important. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We have more and more wrestling content. We've invested in a brand new set and equipment, everything, so we can give you the best wrestling news and commentary and all that. But
this is the #1 wrestling podcast in the whole entire world.
Right. Yes. So that about wraps it up for Adam, Anthony, James, Martin. I'm Jared Never Sleeps. Thanks for watching. And remember that we're all just marks cheering for heels and baby faces. Peace.